guys, this is Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I've got some sewing pattern paper here and I thought let's come along and make some little foldouts with our sewing pattern paper. So making little foldouts from the sewing pattern paper for junk journal, kind of like junk journal ephemera pull out pieces really. So I always find this quite you know, yeah, cumbersome to use really, because obviously it's, you know, it's quite large sheets. So, you know, to make these, probably the best way to do them is cut your pattern paper down as quickly as possible, if you see what I mean. So as soon as you start, you know, forming your pieces, cut them down. So I'm going to open it out. Now, obviously, I want to try and keep this in camera, and obviously want to try and, yeah, try and keep it in camera and try and obviously not, oops, not get this too kind of messy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just cut it down here, like along that halfway mark, so it's a little bit smaller to fit onto my desk. So hold on. And I'm just kind of like very roughly cutting this. I don't mind if it's all jaggedy, because obviously I'm going to tidy it up before I actually come to use it. So let's get rid of this piece. Okay. So move that to one side. Right, so what we're left with is obviously this piece. Now this, I mean, I don't know what it was a pattern for, but obviously we've got a curved edge here, so I probably am not going to be using the curved edge. Oh, it's got a curved edge at both sides. So probably my best thing to do is just start folding it down to make the booklet. So I'm just going to kind of fold this over like this. Now I'm probably going to have them as a little sort of bit of a trifoldy, oops, trifoldy booklet. So if I just fold it down like that, oops, like that. Okay, now just to be on the safe side, I'm going to just put a little dab of glue, oops, in the, you know, yeah, what will be kind of like covered probably. I mean, hopefully, obviously, until I come to actually make them, I don't know which bits are going to be covered and which bits aren't. So then I'm going to just take this and I'm going to snip it down. This is where I can obviously straighten it up a little bit. And, you know, like I said before, I mean, I'm not too worried if this isn't, you know, 100% straight. That's fine. I really don't mind that. So, you know, we're trying to make kind of cute little things, not absolute striving for perfection. So just going to fold this up. Now I'm going to cut my edge off, because otherwise this is going to be quite large. So, oops, let's just cut this down here. Okay. I mean, to be honest, I find this quite hard to cut. So, you know, if you're anything like me, your pieces are going to probably turn out quite jaggedy anyway, just by the nature of the sewing pattern paper. So like that. Now I've picked up my sewing pattern paper just from, you know, car boot sales, charity shops, you know, any of those types of places. I was lucky enough to receive some in a Happy Mail. So, you know, just get it wherever you can kind of manage to pick it up really. So just going to cut that down there like that. So what we've then got is a little trifoldy piece like that. Now I'm not going to leave it folded in, because it was just gluing itself, you know, gluing itself together. And then what I'm going to do is just literally stitch around the entire edge. Now I think in one bit, but I may stitch all three individually, I'm not too sure. Probably around the entire edge, I think. So yeah, we'll kind of, yeah, I think probably around the entire edge. I'm just trying to actually think what would be better. I mean, it would definitely be simpler to do it around the entire edge if I'm truthful. So yeah, I think probably around the entire edge. But what I'm going to do is fill them in, each of the little panels, with some plain paper for journaling. So you can use anything you like for this. I'm going to just take some of this book page and we'll just take that down like that and like that. Okay. And then just fold that in like this. Okay. Just trim these down. Okie dokie. Cut that down like that. And here like this. Okay. So, yeah. Let's just trim up the edges. And again, you know, they're not striving for, you know, perfection or anything like that. This really can be, you know, however. There we go. And then I'm going to just take it against this piece. So like I say, this is just, you know, book fly sheet or one-sided, you know, book page. So I'm just going to take that and just cut it down. Oops. Using that as a bit of a template. So like that. And then I've got one obviously for all of those sides. Now I will probably do 2 more so as I put them on the other sides as well. So I'm just going to do those. Now I wonder if I could, am I going to get 2 out of there? Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? So I might just do these slightly over so that I manage to get the 2, I think. Yeah, just trying to kind of maximize my paper here. So I'm just doing like that. Okie dokie. Right, let's bin this. So might just quickly ink this before I glue it down. Obviously you could use coffee dyed paper, you know, anything at all really. Like that. I mean, to be honest, this sewing pattern paper, it was kind of all the rage, wasn't it? And then, I mean, in the junk journal world, I'm sure it was all the rage when they were making the, you know, doing the sewing patterns. I'm sure it probably is still all the rage if you're a sewer and you need a pattern. But yeah, it was all the rage in the junk journal world. And then, to be honest, I haven't used the sewing pattern paper for a while myself. You know, no particular reason, but just, yeah, it hasn't kind of occurred to me to use it. So I just fancied coming along and having a bit of a play around with using some, to be honest. So just going to take my glue. Okay, so I'm going to pop that first one down there. Okie dokie. Then let's just do this one. So I hope everyone's having a good day. Maybe you're doing some crafting. I hope you're having a nice time. Let me know, what do you think to the pattern paper? Did you kind of use it a few years ago, you know, when everyone was really using it and it was very popular? You know, have you ever picked it back up? Have you kind of like, you know, got a stash maybe still sat there that you know, haven't used for a while, and perhaps this would be a good, you know, good place to kind of pick some of yours up and start using it again? Oops. How do you find it? Do you find it sort of a bit tricky to use? Because obviously it's quite, you know, it's slippery, it's moving about, so it's not the easiest thing to be cutting or anything like that. Do you have any tips to share with everyone of, you know, things that you find that make it easier to work with? I mean, the other thing that I think would possibly help is if you actually ironed it flat at this point. I have ironed, you know, the paper before. Now I'm just checking how this is going to fold because, oops, yeah, so if I want to have like this side as my front cover as such, so I just want to put my other 2 pieces in here. Okay, yeah, it's quite slippery, so you know, I find that quite tricky, but yes, I have ironed it in the past, and I'm sure that that worked quite well. I mean, like I said, I haven't used it for a long time, so it's hard to actually remember, but I'm sure that the ironing did work, you know, was kind of okay. So ironing would kind of possibly help with the usability. That's what I'm thinking. So like that, right. Okay, So I just squish this down, and then I might make another one just to kind of, you know, go through the process a second time. Not that there was anything tricky, obviously, but just to kind of go through the process a second time. And then what I'll do, I'll take them to the sewing machine. Oops. And then we'll come back and decorate one up. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll have some gorgeous little bits to put inside our journals. So let's just take that around like that. Okay. So I'm going to try not to fold it in because it may well get stuck together. So I'm going to just leave it open whilst the glue's drying. Okay, so let's take our pattern paper again, our sewing pattern paper again. So I'm going to go with this edge. Just fold it over like that. Actually, I could probably, oh yeah, I will do it like that. So I might have a bit of wastage here, which is a bit unfortunate. Let me just see whether I might be better doing it this way. Oh yeah, I'll do it this way because then I might get more out of this. So, I mean, you know, it's not because this is expensive or anything like that, but obviously don't want to kind of like waste what I have got here. So like that, okay. Let's just fold this in like that. Okay. Right, let's just cut this down. Oops. Like that. Okay, and then, yeah, I'm just going to cut this end down first, square it off. Like that. Okay, right, so we can fold this in. So I'm going to try and do this a bit slimmer pieces. So yeah, hopefully like that. And then back on itself like that. Okay, and then I can obviously trim it down here on this edge to be in line with that edge. Like that. And then just go straight the way across there. So sorry if you can hear my heater, by the way, blowing out hot air, but yeah, it's quite chilly today, so I've got my little fan heater on. Right, okay, so that's that piece, and then of course open it back out. Hopefully it's not already glued together. Okay, oops, like that. And then just, yeah, get my fly sheet, or, you know, my book page. And like I say, you know, this is a brilliant use of, you know, these sheets that have got obviously text on one side, plain on the other. It's a brilliant way to use those. So we'll just take that down. Now, am I going to get 3 out of that? No, that's a shame, isn't it? So yeah, just cut that one down there. Okay, and just okie dokie, oops, like that. Okay, trim that off. Oops. Right, okay. Let's get rid of all these bits of paper. Oops. So 1, 2. Okay, and then just, yep, take some more. And then again, just use these as like your templates then. I find quite a good way. Oops. And, you know, like I said, we're not looking for perfection. We're not looking for them to be absolutely identical. They don't even have to be absolutely straight. You know, anything kind of goes. I mean, to be honest, in some ways I feel the more, not the more scrappy, but, you know, the more kind of like handmade that they look, you know, the more charming that they are. So, you know, I don't know whether you agree with me, but yeah, I kind of feel like that's, you know, that's almost part of the charm is, you know, the most handmade bits look like the most cute bits. So we've got that one. Oops. Okay, let's just ink these up again. You know, again, you don't have to bother with this, but I think it does make them look really nice. You know, it obviously gives them that vintage effect, which is obviously really lovely. Okay. And this one. Okie dokie. And then final one. Right then, okay, so one, two, three, like that. Okay, let's glue these down. Oops, actually, hang on. Which way does my thing fold? So I probably want that one actually as the front cover. So yeah, let me go from the back instead. Oh look, can't actually see where my folds are now. 1, 2, 3, right, 3 sides. Open it back out, and we're just going to go 1, 2, 3. Am I? Weird. Right, okay. So let's glue these down. Okay. Yeah, I'm just using the 3-in-1. I mean, you could use any glue, and to be honest, you know, you might want to play around with glues because, you know, perhaps there's some glues that would be even better on this sewing pattern paper. I haven't really experimented with different glues too much with the sewing pattern paper. To be fair, I haven't really experimented around with different glues too much, full stop, because I generally just use my Anita's tacky glue for everything. I'm using this at the moment because I've run out of the Anita's tacky glue and I seem to be struggling to find it anywhere. You know, I try and buy it a bit more in bulk, but it's very expensive at the moment, and I can't seem to get hold of it in bulk or anything. Not without it being absolutely costing a fortune, but yeah, generally I haven't really experimented around with many glues at all, but I do like this 3-in-1. So, but you know, you might find that the glue sticks work fine with the sewing pattern paper, particularly here, you know, where we've glued in just holding the paper together. You could maybe use glue stick. I'm sure that would be absolutely fine. Right. Okay. So that one. And I mean, they're really nice, aren't they? Because when you put your other side down, i.e., you know, here, it covers up obviously all the writing and things. So then they just look really gorgeous little booklets, don't they? So yeah, I do really, really like them. And I've been wanting to do them for a little while. So yeah, it was just kind of like high time that I actually did dig out the sewing pattern paper. It was one of those things I wanted to do, but I've been kind of putting off because I find it quite fiddly to use. And I thought, oh, fiddly and doing a video, kind of just nerve-wracking. But yeah, so that is them. Now I'm going to just probably, like I say, stitch around the entire edge rather than each individual piece. I will have a look and see how it looks, but yeah, that's the plan at the moment, is rather than each individual kind of side. So what I'll do before I go to the sewing machine, I will probably just quickly make up a couple more with the leftover bits of the sewing pattern paper. So I'll do those, obviously, you know, not on film, because I'm sure you don't need to, you know, see me do any more, because I'm sure that would be super boring to just keep watching me do these. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of like use up some of this and maybe pull in the other, you know, that I put up to the side, and use a bit of that as well. So I will be back. Right, I'm back from the sewing machine now. I have stitched quite a few, so I did quite a few more. And then I used the leftovers kind of making some other little bits, like just double kind of booklets rather than these, you know, triple kind of booklets that these are. So we're just going to cut the threads off, and then we will decorate and, you know, make these look lovely and pretty for going into junk journals. So, but straight away, hopefully you can see that stitching, sorry, just get my phone. So sorry about that. So yeah, hopefully you can see that straight away the stitching, it's holding them together much more, you know, cohesively, and kind of, yeah, made them form a more sort of, you know, robust kind of piece really. So they look really nice already. Now, obviously the front pieces here, all of the plain sides, these are going to be decorated as a sort of cover for the little trifold fold outs. So like that, and then yeah. Okay, so we've got quite a few. Now I've just brought along some leftover printables from something else that I have been doing. So we're just going to use those, just because obviously, you know, I like to just use things that are laying around. So I've got this here. This is some of my Valentine's papers, and I'm just going to just tear this out, I think. Now it may be too big, but let's just see how we get on. So I'll just take that down like that, because we might be able to just kind of like have either just the faces or something like that. So let's just take this down. Okay. So yeah, now I'm thinking kind of chop their feet off like that. Just take that up a little bit smaller at the side. Okay. Oh, cute. Now I don't know quite what to put behind there, whether we want to layer it onto, you know, we could layer it onto some book page. So let me just bring in some book page. Oops, not that one. Okay, so we could just take some book page and pop it onto there. Might be quite cute. So let's just, yeah, I'm going to just take the title off. So we've got like a full page of book page, if you see what I mean. So like that, and then just, yeah, let's go down the side like that. Okay. Right, let's just, oops, go in like that. Okie dokie. And then, yep. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, we could just kind of have it on the book page. I'm just going to take this little edge down slightly more. Oops. Oh, how cute is that? So let's ink this up. Okay, like that. Right. Pop that down there. Now, once you've done your decorating, it's up to you really how kind of, you know, far you want to take your embellishing or, you know, kind of altering of your piece. Because, I mean, I actually think it's quite lovely, you know, minimal, kind of like this. But what you could do is, obviously, if you wanted to, you could put like an eyelet in and then some baker's twine or something like that to kind of tie it around with. You know, just any of those types of things that will just add a little bit more interest to it. I've just got some lace here. This just happens to be laying around, but I thought, well, actually, maybe this is quite a good colour. So, hold on. Oops. Now I'm not sure which side we want it. Maybe there. So we'll just put that down on the edge. Okay. Let's pop this one down. Like that. Oops. Okay. Dab out all of the glue. Right, now, what shall we do with it? Oh, I've just got this blue flower here, which obviously the background of this is kind of bluish, so could have something like that on there. That's quite cute. So let me just move these papers out of the way. So as we've got a little bit more room. I mean, I'm just pulling in things that are laying around. Don't want to spend ages kind of, you know, finding specific things or anything like that. So just got this daisy trim. That on that flower. Do I like that there? I'm not sure. Oh, that's got like a little gem missing. I thought, well, that's weird. It doesn't look quite as pretty as normal. That's why. The little gem is missing. Makes quite a big difference actually, doesn't it, with the gem missing? Never seen one with the gem missing before. I have got these. I don't think these are the right colour, but they're not that bad actually. Let me just cut a couple of these down. Let's just try that. Yeah, might put this one down the bottom. Oops. I think that's probably a bit too big in there, so yeah, probably have to have it there. Like that, okay. Now, do we want to have this here? Can't decide, to be honest. Well, it probably does look quite pretty. Yeah, it's a bit unfinished, isn't it, without that? So, yeah, let's have that on there. So, how gorgeous is that? It's just like a little, you know, foldy out like that. How lovely does that look? Got glue threads all over it, but aside from the glue threads, it's pretty cute, I have to say. So that's that one. Right, let's do another one. Let's get rid of some of these bits of glue and things off the desk. They're just now everywhere. Right, I have got here some of my, this is the French collection papers. So not the Paris collection, but the French collection papers. So I always absolutely love this. This is like a French advert. And yeah, I love this little sign or advert or, yeah. Okay. I'll just tear the top of this. Let's just ink this up. I mean, again, I don't know, it's not really needed inking up if I'm truthful, but let's pop that down. Oops, this is a bit skew. Hold on. I mean, obviously this is going to be moving, you know, moving about a bit because the pattern paper is obviously just, you know, flimsy. It's almost like a tissue, isn't it? Or a, like a rice paper or something like that. You know, it's very flimsy. It's not going to be rigid, you know, even when you folded it, it won't necessarily stay. It may do if you iron it, to be honest. But yeah, if you don't iron it, it's not really necessarily going to be staying put. But now, could have some of this down the edge. Right, let's just take some of this. Just going to cut that down. Just then snip this down here. Like that, and then just, right, open this back out, just because I want to make sure that I'm gluing on here rather than the underneath layer. And it's just a bit hard to see, to be honest, so by opening it out makes it a little bit easier. Just check I'm going the right side down. Yep. Okay, like that. Okay. Oops. Oh gosh. Sorry, this is every time I press it, it just gets stuck on either me or the wipe, the dry wipe that I've got here, and then it's obviously then coming up. So like that. And then what I was saying is, you know, I mean, I think they are absolutely gorgeous on their own, but if you wanted to, you could put, oops, let me just reach down, grab my crocodile. You could then use your crocodile to, now I haven't punched holes in this, I have to say, so I hope this is not going to be a disaster, but I'm thinking punch the hole, oops, then take one of our wide eyelets, so let's just grab one of these, oops, not that colour. Okay, yep, take one of these. Oh, actually, you might prefer this colour, I think. Yeah. Sorry, sorry guys. That just obviously dropped back on me as I put it on the shelf. It wasn't on there properly and just then dropped straight off over me. Right, okay, so put your eyelet in here. Hope I've squished that down. Not great with my crocodile, and I've said this numerous times, but yeah, not great with my crocodile. So like that, and then obviously some baker's twine or, you know, string, whatever kind of you've got to hand. So I'm thinking, oh, not sure actually. Do I want string or do I want baker's twine? I'm going to use the twine, but actually thinking maybe the string might be nicer. So, right, I want to have enough to actually wrap around. So, I'm sure that's more than enough. I always like to cut more rather than less, but right, open that out. Oh, come through, like that. Okay. Right, now I'm going to actually add a little dab of hot glue here, just as a sort of precautionary measure to hold this in place, because otherwise, you know, I feel like this could just kind of pull out eventually. So that's like that, and then you obviously, you know, can just tie it round and then just loop it through like that. I mean, how cute and scrumptious does that look? It's so cute, isn't it? So, I mean, you really can kind of like go to town with these, or keep them, as I say, you know, pretty plain, depending on how you know, how you fancy using them. So what else have I got here? I've got these from my Paris collection. So that was the French collection. These are the Paris collection. So I'm kind of thinking take that down. Just take this down here and oops, along the bottom. Oh, like that. Oh, it needs to come in quite a bit, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. Oh, like that. Isn't that really gorgeous? Might have to just come down slightly more. Like that. That's gorgeous, isn't it? And then I wonder if that's going to go with this. I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? Or we could have it on this side. Oops. Oh, that's nicer. Yeah. Right, let's pop it down on this side. So this is obviously the side with like the spine, as it were. So down there. Okay, and I'm just going to snip that off. Okie dokie. Right, I'm just going to think around this. Like that. Oh my goodness, isn't that just so scrumptious? Absolutely love it. So I'm going to glue this down with the wet glue, except for along that lace edge, in which case I'm going to just run a quick streak of hot glue along here. So like that. Whoops. Nearly dropped it on my finger. Okay. So yeah, press that down. Okay. Right. Just get my glue out. That's kind of like oozing out the side a bit. So we've got that one now. I mean, that's obviously, that's not really the right colour butterfly, is it? But I wonder whether I should have that or whether that's just like really clashy and not great. Oh, I did have some more butterflies here. What's happened to those? Right, of course I can't find them now. I mean, I could have a little flower down there maybe. That's quite pretty. Oh yeah, let's do that. Maybe up here. Like that, and then, oops. Oh my goodness, isn't that so scrumptious? I love it. Absolutely love it. Oops. Lots of threads. Yeah, that's so pretty, isn't it? Absolutely love that. So that's that one. Right, let's do another one. Should we try and do a big one? Let's just see. I can't remember what other things I've got here with images on them. Oh, don't tell me I've bought only those papers along. Oh, do you know, I think I have, which is really annoying. I mean, I've got some clusters here, so I mean, you could definitely mix it up and have a cluster on there. That would be pretty nice, to be honest. Let's just see. Got this, or I've got a piece from the. This is from the Myrtle Cottage papers, so I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? I wonder if just take that down like that. Okay, just tear this. Right, let's take this down here. So we've got as much of that floral section as possible. Like that. Yeah, let's tear this down here. And which edge do I want to tear off? Can't remember now how I thought. Oh yeah, like that, I think. So let's tear this edge down. So if we were to have that like that, that there, I mean, that looks very, very pretty, doesn't it? And then I wonder if we could have a bit of lace or something coming down that edge. And again, I'm not saying that this is, you know, the best piece, but obviously I'm just using what's here and grabbing, you know, grabbing what's kind of handy. So it might not be the best piece. I totally admit that, but I just want to make sure that I'm, or, you know, just trying to, yeah, make sure that I'm not spending ages looking around for things. I'm just trying to just be eclectic and use what's laying about. So, I mean, that's quite pretty. I'm just going to tear these edges down because they're looking very straight to me, which I'm never keen on the straight edges. So let's just take that. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to just ink this up a little bit. Okay, and we'll just glue this one down. Okay, like that. We'll just ink this up. Isn't that such a pretty cluster? Absolutely love, love, love how that looks. So gorgeous, isn't it? Okay. Oh, I don't know. I wonder if I could have one of these flowers. Oops. I'm trying to pull them in and now just they're dragging everything off of the desk. Hang on. Could have something like that, I suppose, or I wonder whether I could. Oh, actually, I've just got some purple here. No, I think the pink's better actually. Right, do I want to have any lace coming off of the edge of here? I feel like I do, but oh gosh, that way up. I haven't got the right thing. You know, when you're just like, oh, looking around and looking around, thinking, oh, come on, something jump out at me. Nothing is so far, which is really annoying. Let's just cut that curly edge off of here. Yeah, something like that maybe. So again, going to just open this out so that I don't glue the underneath part. So like that. Okie dokie, and yep. Okay. Just trim this down. Okay, and then just, yeah, on there. Oh, gorgeous. So yeah, again, I'm going to just glue this down with the wet glue on the, you know, the paper side, the side where it's going on paper items, and then I'm going to just glue it down with hot glue on the side. Oh, I'm just going to put some hot glue there, but on the side that's going onto the lace. And again, you know, not because it wouldn't glue onto the paper, but just because where I'm doing a video, I want it to be nice and instant and not be worrying that it's not glued. So I just do it, you know, nice and quickly. That's ensuring it's glued. So there we go. Oh my goodness, how pretty does that one look? Absolutely love how that one looks. That's so gorgeous, isn't it? And do you know, for this one, I'm actually thinking make it extra pretty. Put maybe some sari silk around it. Oh, let me just see where my sari silk is. Right. Don't know whether I'm going to have any that's quite the right colour if I'm truthful, but we could have purple. I don't have very much. This colour pink. Oh, that might be quite good. I mean, it's very thin and sort of flimsy, so it's, yeah, not very strong probably, but I mean, it's okay as long as I don't pull it too tight, which of course I'm quite rubbish and quite likely to pull it too tight. I'm not the most delicate of people. Okay, let's put that like that. So yeah, I mean, just so long as you don't pull it too tight, then that should be fine. I wonder whether I should have it, because that goes wide at the end. I'm wondering whether I should have it. I was thinking, oh, utilize the wide end so it's stronger, but to be honest, it then just looks really strange because one end's wide and one end's thin. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to use all the thin end, which is of course very risky because it's all very delicate. Okay, like that. Yeah, loving that. Oh my goodness, that's so pretty, isn't it? Pop that to one side. Right, we've got 2 more to do. I don't think we'll probably get time to do them both, but let's have a quick look and see what we could put on this one. Oh, I just happen to have a couple of things torn out here. Oh, that was some of my doors. Oh, I've got some of this. So this again is from the French collection. This is obviously from my doors. Oh, that's so annoying. They're just probably, it's going to be slightly too tall, really. Let's just have a go. So, because the doors would be quite nice on here, wouldn't they? Yeah, quite like that. Now, I've got some of my street names here, actually. Oh, that butterfly goes quite well, doesn't it? Could have done with these in smaller size, to be honest, but let's just take that one in there because that's quite small. Yeah, I could have done with printing like these 2 to a page. Haven't really used these for a long time, but I printed them on this craft coloured card, which I thought was just really nice and very different, and actually goes wonderfully well with this because of course that sewing pattern paper is a sort of craft card colour, isn't it? So yeah, this kind of, you know, complements the craft card. The craft card complements, sorry, the sewing pattern quite well, doesn't it? Oh, loving that with the door. That is gorgeous. Oh, and that butterfly, look at that. Could that be a better colour? Looks very cool. Okay, maybe there. Let's just take that butterfly. Okie dokie. Right. Yeah, that butterfly is just perfect colour, isn't it? Which, oh my goodness, what were the odds of that? I mean, that was just laying around my desk, but absolutely perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect colour. Actually thinking, oh, I wonder if I could have it. Well, probably not really. Yeah, it's probably best. Safer over there, isn't it? So yeah, let's put this down. I mean, they're all looking very different, aren't they? You know, we've had some eclectic looks with these. I'm not sure now which one I like best. Yeah, I really like them all, but I have to say I'm loving this door with the street name with it and that butterfly, because it's just colour-wise, that couldn't be more perfect, to be honest. I mean, that's quite nice, isn't it? I wonder if I could just either ink this up, or perhaps I'll be better off with this colour. I mean, it probably doesn't really need any lace if I'm truthful, but you know me, can't quite do it without any lace. So let's just cut this down. So I only need like a small amount. I don't need to swamp it in lace. Okay, I'm just going to glue that down here. Okay, oops. Just glue this down with the hot glue, just because it's going over the lace, and again, I don't want to have to be pressing it down endlessly during the video, so I'll just glue it on with the hot glue, and it's just nice and quick, and you know, we know it's glued down then. So yeah, right. I mean, obviously that butterfly is pretty monstrous on there, but to be honest, it does look pretty, and the colours just really complement that door very well, don't they? So yeah, I will put it on there, even though it's a bit weird, you know, probably shouldn't by rights put it on there, but you know, colour wise it does go. So I think it, yeah, colour wise it was too good to miss, really, wasn't it? So like I say, we've run out of time really, so we can't probably do this one, but let's pull in the ones that we did do and just see how they look. So we did we did 5 complete, which I mean, that's pretty good, to be honest, because they're quite fiddly to make, you know, and yeah, they all look very different, don't they? Let me know below which one's your favourite. I don't know which one's my favourite. I have to say I'm very drawn to the door. Yeah, let me know. I do also love this one. Let me know below which one is your favourite. Oh, by the way, that's the fantasy doors. So if you were looking for the doors, that's the fantasy doors. So yeah, hope you like them. Hope you feel inspired to get your sewing pattern paper out again, if it's been a while for you like it had been for me. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'd really appreciate a thumbs up to the video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much then. Bye.